The official Laravel VS Code extension is here. And by that, I mean it's out of beta. So maybe you haven't gotten the chance to play around with the extension yet, or you're curious about Laravel and you use VS Code. Here's 5 things that the Laravel VS Code extension gives to you. So I've got a brand new Laravel application scaffolded out with the React starter kit, and I have a relatively fresh VS Code install, just some themes. So why don't we install the Laravel VS Code extension and see what it has to bring. We just search for Laravel in the extension palette, and here we go, the Laravel official VS Code extension, and install. After everything's been installed, the Laravel VS Code extension is going to download the binary to use this extension within VS Code. We use this binary for PHP parsing within your VS Code application. So now if I head back to my web.php routes, nothing's going to change drastically, but we have a couple of things already given to us behind the scenes. You might already see some underlines, some clickable options within this web.php routes file, where I can just hold command since I'm on a Mac and then click into any of those. So if like the middleware, for example, I can click into auth and immediately see that authenticate middleware that is being used with in my web.php routes file. If I was to go back, click in an inertia render option. Okay, that's the dashboard. I'm immediately transported there with my command click. Well, that works great if we have pages already set up for those routes that we're clicking into, but what happens when we don't have one? Well, the extension gives us error handling as well to say, hey, this view that's returning a new page, that doesn't exist, it's not found. But we also have this quick fix to be able to create the missing view with the click of a button. And there we go. So if we were to say something like, hi there, new page, all of a sudden we know now in our web routes that this exists. I can command click into it. The extension also provides blade formatting and highlighting so that you have that out of the box. You only need that one extension. For example, I have it disabled right now. This is my app.blade.php. It's fine enough, but obviously it can be better. So we just enable this just to see the difference. And there we go. We automatically have those at symbols, those at directives automatically highlighted for us, as well as the individual pieces of a blade file. Oh, and by the way, the quick fix to create a page also works with inertia. Quick fix, create resources, pages, appearance.tsx. It's neat. There's still a few more things I want to show you, but it's really the last one that I found the most useful in my day-to-day workflow using this extension. Well, because we know when a page doesn't exist, we also know what pages actually exist so that we can show them to you. We can autocomplete them. So inertia render automatically gives us the pages that we have available within our inertia pages directory. And yes, settings appearance is the one I want, and we're good to go. We mentioned this in the extension readme, but this is not intended to be used as your sole PHP extension for everything PHP within VS Code. There's other great options like PHP IntelliFence to do that. This is particularly for Laravel. Since it's specifically tailored for Laravel, then we have the ability to show you when something isn't set properly, or maybe you mistype something, or just giving you autocomplete when you need it for things like app environment variables, where if I was to show something new, I automatically get all of my environment variables that are set here. But if I was to try setting something new, automatically I get an error saying, hey, this environment variable does not exist. Of course, we can go ahead and create that if we need it. And all of those error handling, autocomplete, and just quick fixes aren't just for your environment variables. It's also for things like config, assets, and even language translations. And last but not least, you also have autocomplete for Eloquent queries, and not just the method names. I'm talking about field autocompletion for both the queries as well as relationships. Let's see, user, where, and then I can see all of the fields for user, and maybe I want to say with, and bam, now I have notifications or to-dos. And we'll just go ahead and get those. You need flexibility as a Laravel developer to use the tools that you're comfortable with in order to ship great things. So use the official VS Code extension if you are a VS Code user and start shipping things today.